Hey guys, what's up? Another week, another video. This week I really didn't know what to come and talk to you guys about, or like what content I wanted to make. But then I just thought I would just come on here and be like super honest about how my week has been. Because at the end of the day, my channel now is kind of like directed towards like just me being as open as I can about life and about what I think and sometimes what I'm going through, and hopefully one or two people or probably more can relate to that. So this week I had a really bad week. And nothing eventful happened, nothing dramatic happened, but I feel like a lot of us have been through that, where we just have a week where we just don't have it in us to do anything. Like it's just a week that sucks. A breakdown of my week. So tired. I was physically and emotionally tired. I didn't want to speak to anyone. I just wanted to crawl up in a hole and not speak or see anyone. That's how I felt. I just felt very, I don't know if I was a little bit depressed, but I just didn't want to talk to any human being or see anyone. I genuinely just wanted to be in my room and not leave. But I had to, I have a job. I have to. And it's also the fact that I'm saying this now, but I didn't think of it when I was going through it. It's easier to say certain things and motivate people. But when you're going through it, I understand that sometimes you just can't hear any motivation. But I also just want to encourage and say, if you are going through that, like you have a week or a day where you genuinely do not want to leave your house, you want to cry yourself to sleep, you want to cry yourself the whole day, and for no reason. And the thing is, nothing gets triggered. Maybe something has triggered it, but nothing eventful or like dramatic has happened. You just genuinely do not want to exist that day or be seen, and you still get up and go to work, or you still show up to that meeting. I think we need to give ourselves a little bit of grace to be like, I still showed up. And as hard as that was for me, and it may seem like such a basic thing, like showing up to your job, yeah, you should show up to your job, but give yourself grace and be like, you did show up and you did get yourself out of bed. And if you had the strength, you probably even worked out, you probably even managed to say a prayer, you probably managed to do something. Give yourself grace in that space to be like, okay, it sucks, but I kind of showed up for myself a little bit. However little that is, it's still showing up for yourself. Anyways, that's how I felt. And then I also felt fat because it's the time of the month, and I don't know, some of you, most women experience this, where you have your cravings towards the time, and I was having my cravings. And I think a reason why I was really hard on myself is because I was trying to do because I'm going on holiday soon, so I'm trying to do like a cleanse where I don't eat sugar, but I was eating sugar. I did have takeaway, and and on top of that, I actually did work out. I worked out 4 times this week, but my mind didn't see that. My mind didn't process the fact that I have been working out. I just felt fat, I felt heavy, I just felt very unattractive and just fat. And I just felt fat. And even when I looked to myself in the mirror, I looked fat. I felt fat. And I was constantly panicking, like I'm going to gain weight. I'm going to be fat again. I'm going to go on weight. And I'm like stressing myself out for cravings that happens every month. It's not a surprise. It's not a surprise that I'm having this craving. But for some reason this week, it just escalated, or last week. It just really escalated, and I just felt, I didn't feel attractive. I just felt, it didn't feel good. It didn't feel good. And the problem is also, you look yourself in the mirror and you're like, yeah, you are fat. You don't see anything else but what your mind is telling you, and the games your mind is playing with you, and you're not. And even if you are, whatever, like what is the like, I don't even want to go into like whatever the standard of beauty is. Whatever your weight is, you are okay and you are fine. Our mind definitely just plays with us, and we girl, I do not even know. Another thing that I felt is unmotivated. I did not want to create anything. I did not want to create anything because I felt like I had nothing to create. I felt like I I didn't have anything to offer the world this week. I was so demotivated, unmotivated, whatever the correct English is. And on top of that, I was consuming social media. And this is what I really want to say. It's if you are going through a phase where maybe you do create something, whatever it is that you create, or even if you don't create something, if you're in a place where you're not feeling 100% yourself, or like your mind is really playing with you, stay away from social media, because social media really does make it worse. Social media really does validate what your mind is telling you that isn't true. And so when you're thinking about, oh, I'm not good enough, you go on Instagram and you see someone that has the body that you want, maybe, or the job that you want, or someone celebrating an engagement, or that's when it literally comes to your face, like social media. And I don't know how the universe works, but that's when you see everything that you want to escape from. So stay away from social media. I didn't. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's easy to give those advice, but when it comes to it, we probably don't take it. But I'm just saying, stay away from social media if you are going through that phase. Apart from not being motivated to do anything, existential crisis, which actually could just kind of, it's just questioning my existence, really. Like, who are you, what are you, why are you, and why? Literally looking at myself and saying, why? And let me tell you, that's one of the hardest questions, because I don't know the answer to it. That is something that brings me down a lot, actually, because I generally do not know the answer. And so my existential crisis comes at least like, last year was so worse for me. Last year was, oh my God. It comes to me at least once a month where I get into this space and I'm just like questioning my whole existence. I'm not going to go deeper into that, but I was going through some serious existential crisis, and I just, again, just wanted to stay in bed because I didn't feel like I didn't have anything to offer to the world. I hated the process last week, and it's okay to hate the process. It's okay. People tell you to fall in love with the process and love the process and enjoy every bit of it. Yes, there are days and there are months even and weeks where I just love the process. I enjoy it. I'm motivated. I feel like even if it's one view, I'm like, someone has seen it, you know? And there are weeks like the last week is I hated every single bit of it. And it's okay to hate the process. Just don't stop. And that's probably the hardest part is, yes, there are times where you're going to, and sometimes probably it may, I don't know, but sometimes it may take a whole year or longer for that you're generally hating every single bit of it. But if your part of you is convinced that that's something you're supposed to do, don't stop. Because there will be a time where you are going to love the process again. And this is really me preaching to myself. This video is generally for me to look back years from now and be like, this was when I was in the process and this was how it felt. And I had the courage to be honest and to tell someone and potentially encourage someone to keep going, because I will refer to this. So the process this week was shit and I hated it. And it's okay to hate the process, whatever you're doing. The process of being single, like maybe you want to be married, but you have a month or week or a day where you just hate being single. It's okay. Or you hate your job, you hate the position you're in right now because you want something else, but you're working towards it. Some days you're happy that you're working towards it, but some weeks or some months you hate it, and that's okay. Don't let anyone tell you that you have to love the process. You don't, and that's what people don't say. You don't always have to love the process. I generally hated every single day last week, and as much as that sucks to say, I really did. It wasn't a great week. And the week before that was fantastic. I had so much energy. I was ready for life to take it on. And last week, I was like, I do not like life right now. I want to be under my duvet and not see human beings and not contribute anything. That's how I felt. And this is very honest, but it is what it is. Yeah, I guess that's it, guys. I really guess that's it, and I hope someone just made me feel a little bit better. So even if it doesn't help anyone, or even if no one gives a shit about this, it made me feel better, and I'm okay with that. I'll see you in my next video.